Hey everyone, welcome live to my review and reaction. I wish I could put reaction on here, but unfortunately you can only put so many words when you're using an Android, you know what I'm saying? Or a phone, or an iPhone, or whatever. And sorry for the bad connection. But I wanted to come out here, and you see the title, like I said, it's a review, also a reaction to the second and possibly final trailer for the My Little Pony movie coming out October 6th in theaters. Now this one was a little shorter than the last one, and quite frankly I think this really did possibly just in the short amount of time did just as good, if not a bit better than the first one did, as far as getting you excited, hyped up, and intrigued and interested to go and see this movie. It did give more, in the short time it had, more emphasis, more personality, more depth to the characters that are going to be like the focus in the movie. It gave emphasis on this. Gave emphasis on the pirates, and capture it. In my opinion, and it did basically its job in my opinion, and I really appreciate that. It really got me excited in a sense to go see this, and the fact that they actually gave a little bit more screen time to certain members of the main six. It's like here, I mean, they gave some, I think you hear Applejack's voice at the beginning, you hear Rainbow Dash, of course, and hear her speak a little bit. Fluttershy, not much. We'll probably hear more from her when the movie comes out. Pinky, of course. But the one that really, and Twilight as well, but the one that really stood out to me was Rarity. Basically, you always wondered why Rarity was the first character to have her singing actress announced for the movie. Well, Rarity's gonna have some moments here. She's gonna I'm not saying she will, but some of the comedic stuff she's going to get just because of who she is. As she says in the We're Not Flawless song, she's, sometimes a drama queen, and, sometimes she's a drama queen, a bit stuck up as well. I think they're going to really play up on the drama queen kind of stuff a little bit with this movie, because just her reaction at the end of this trailer, when she says that the bad guys have won and all that, it just makes you want to crack up and laugh and everything. And I really enjoyed that. So you could tell they're going to give some emphasis to Rarity a little bit. They're going to give some spotlight to Rarity here. There is no doubt about that. I like the fact that they did use some of the songs that we're going to hear in the movie, like the song that goes with the Rainbow Dash figure that I got, that you push down and it flips, the flip and roll and flip Rainbow Dash. I like the fact that they used the song from the movie to kind of help promote it a little bit, as well as their own ponified version of We Got the Beat. So that's pretty cool. So I enjoyed basically a lot of what they were giving here, because it felt like to me that when you watch this trailer, whether it's the first time you've seen the trailer or not, when you watch it, honestly, it doesn't feel, and this is just me, maybe it's me, but honestly, it doesn't feel like it's based on an animated series. I mean, it makes it basically what they did here. They've done it. They kind of did it with the first trailer. But to me, they really emphasize, they really kind of put emphasis on it a lot more and that is they're trying to distinguish this movie, as they're trying to give this movie a unique identity. They're trying to distinguish it as in two ways, like in two different ways. Like, one, yes, it is based on an animated series, and it's sort of a bridge between season 7 and 8. We could see that already. It's pretty much a bridge between season 7 and 8. But at the same time, they're also trying to distinguish it as almost an original animated film. Like, if you don't know anything about Friendship is Magic, you haven't seen the series, but you've heard of it, you kind of hear about the characters, but you've never, like I said, taken time to watch the series or anything, and this possibly will be your first time seeing it, this is going to be a good introduction. And the way it's being done is it's being done as an original film that, you know, is going to be a good jumping on point for a lot of new fans. So I really like that. I really like how they structured it to make it feel, depending on the audience, feel two different ways. You know, make it feel like, for a lot of people, hey, it's going to be, it's going to be a bridging movie. It's going to be a movie that bridges the gap between the season 7 and 8. I like how they structure it that way for long-time fans, for dedicated fans and all that will watch the series, that will pay attention, that will try to catch up, even if they're new to the series in the past several years. Catch up, and you know, I like the fact that they are distinguishing it in that way. I also like the fact that they're distinguishing it, as I said, in a way that makes it feel like it's a fresh, all-new, original animated film for anybody that might be new to the franchise now, that have heard of it from friends, families, and maybe their own kids, but they've never seen it, and this could be the first time learning about it. So I like the fact that they've structured it in that way. They've structured it in a way that makes you feel like, basically they've structured it to the point that everybody, the overall audience, no matter whether they're fans, bronies, Pegasisters, or just the common, every now and then moviegoer, or the average, not common, but the average on and off again moviegoer, then to me, Hasbro, Lionsgate, and DHX Media, and Toon Boom, they did their job excellent. You know, they did an excellent job here by structuring it in that manner. I really liked how they did that. As far as some of the characters I got focused on, you know, we finally did hear from Capper. Now, first of all, I want to address something. Speaking of Capper, I don't know what this one fan over at the MLP forums pointed this out, but over at the MLP forums, people were discussing their thoughts on the whole Rarity and Spike, you know, relationship, like the Sparity relationship. And one fan basically said that it's going to die anyway. That with the movie, it's going to die anyway because Rarity's going to get a love interest in an adult cat, and the only adult cat we know of in the movie is Capper. Now, pretty much a lot of people have kind of, I'm not going to deny this, have suspected or kind of feel like that could be a direction they would go. But here's the thing. If you look at the official book, and people have posted pages of the official guidebook for the movie on Google and everything, and if you read the pages of that guidebook, it says nothing about her gaining a love interest. It says that because of her generosity, she will be gaining a friend for life. That doesn't mean she's gaining a love interest. It means custody and the friend for life. It means basically that if the friend for life is Capper, it doesn't mean he's going to become her boyfriend. I mean, they could go in that direction and it would be a bit of a change. But if they wanted to do that with Rarity, they would have gone and done it already with some other character besides Spike. They would have done it already in the series, but they didn't. So, and I even asked this question over at the forums, at the message boards at Equestria Daily, And some of the people there said, one of the people that answered me there said that it sounds more like fan shipping. Like this fan is saying this because they're not particularly fond of Spike and Rarity as a couple, or in a potential shipping relationship or whatever. And that might be true. A lot of people have their opinion on things, and they'll find excuses or reasonings as to why. And maybe to them, seeing some of the promotional artwork would kind of clue people. But if that's the case, then I guess Rainbow Dash is getting a love interest in the pirate captain, isn't she? Or Pinkie Pie is getting a love interest maybe in Sky Star. The point is, just because a character is promoted next to one of the new characters doesn't mean they're automatically going to be a love interest. Okay? So I thought I'd just bring that up because I think it kind of feels a little weird that people would think that, because there is no indication. Now, if they choose to do it, fine. I get it. But I've skimmed through the junior novel, and there is nothing, as far as I know, basically towards the end, it says Rarity is with Capper. They don't share a kiss or anything, as far as I know, as far as the junior novel is suggesting. Although that could all change if the movie shows it, but you get my point. And I wouldn't put it past the writers because, sometimes, they don't feel Spike and Rarity, should happen. I wouldn't put it past them to do something like that, but I don't think they will. Because then you would have to have Kappa be part of the group all the time. I mean, if you want an example of potential love interest, here's an idea. As crazy as it sounds, look at Equestria Girls. Who was the love interest before Twilight went through the mirror and during her time on the human side of it, on the human version of Equestria? Who was the love interest? Flash, Sentry. But was there anything really there besides maybe her kissing him on the cheek as a thank you? There was blushing and flirting and all that, but that was it. That was it. Here's another question too. How do we know, people are going to say, well, Big Mac and Sugar Belle are now a pair. Okay. How do we know that's going to last? See what I'm saying? Just because a character could be the love in an episode or movie or whatever doesn't mean they're going to be permanent. It just means, folks, that they're just there because the plot calls for it. The story calls for it. That's why it's there. I mean, they might tease that there's some kind of attraction between the two in the movie. I'm not going to put it past them. But I don't think that's going to happen. Because, getting back to the trailer, we do, like I said, get some focus on Capper. He gets to say 2 lines in the trailer. Like, he tells them, okay, are you ready to do this? And he's telling that to the main 6. And then he tells them in another scene, you ponies are crazy. You ponies are crazy. That was another thing he said in the trailer. So, I like the fact that they gave some of the newer characters moments to shine with them speaking some lines. I like how Skystar, Christine Chenoweth's character, gets a line in the trailer where she says she wants to help. And you can tell that there's a friendship bonding between her and Pinkie. And you can definitely tell one other thing too. It's almost like, besides Rarity, Pinkie's going to get some development in this movie. And that's going to, if you're a Pinkie Pie fan, that's got to really make you smile. The fact that she's going to get some development. Now, as far as other parts of this film, at the beginning we hear Tempest's voice. And she talks about how the magic in Equestria is wasted on party, the magic that the Equestria and Canterlot have is wasted on parties when there's so much more. And one thing Dr. Wolf said in his reaction video was with her saying that line, that hopefully there could be more to that line, to her saying that, to that saying of hers, than we can think of. Because maybe she is going to call out Celestia and Luna and Cadence and Twilight and say, look, you got all this magic. Why do you keep using it on these parties and festivals and all that? Why don't you use it to, oh, I don't know, protect your kingdom from attack? You know, I'm thinking she's going to emphasize that. I think she's going to bring that up. Now, another thing that's interesting. Somebody pointed this out on the forums when they talked about the trailer, and I went back and saw it. Apparently, and this may not be spoilers if you've seen the new trailer, apparently, as far as the ponies that get captured and imprisoned, and the princesses like Celestia, Luna, and Cadence, can anybody say living death? Let me put it to you like this. One of the things people talk about when they use living death is the fact that somebody could be trapped within something and they basically become trapped to the point trapped within something that all they could do is watch as things happen and they can't do anything about it. That is essentially what's going to happen. That's essentially what it looks like has happened to Celestia, Luna, Cadence, and possibly some of the other ponies and characters that we've known from the series in the movie. Sorry for the bad connection. Basically, they're going to end up being turned into, it looks like, glass. I'm not going to say glass. Well, it looks like it's glass because she sees a reflection in the now statuesque Celestia's mane, that being Tempest, of course. So, yeah, they're going the whole get turned into a glass statue or marble statue or whatever route to kind of phase Celestia, Luna, Cadence, and all them out of the picture and focus on the main six and on the new characters as well. So, yeah, they're going that route. And I know not a lot of people are happy about it. One thing that I know a lot of people have talked about when it comes to this trailer, and I'm going to check the time here. Okay, I got plenty of time. One thing people have talked about when it comes to this trailer. See, somebody's on the phone right now. Again, like I said, sorry for the bad connection. But it seems basically that people like fans like Dr. Wolf, I think, pointed this out, and especially those that talked about the talked about the trailer on the message boards, that pretty much it's almost like a giveaway of what's going to happen with Tempest. Now, if you've read the junior novel, skimmed through it, read it completely, or currently reading it, and you kind of like being spoiled a bit, then you pretty much know what's going to happen with Tempest. And let's just say, if you don't like a certain formula that's become, nauseous, not nauseous, but repetitive, I should say. It probably is nauseous to some fans and all that, but it's become repetitive and such to a lot of people. Yeah, you've pretty much got an idea of what the future of Tempest may hold. And you may not have to read the junior novel or the future or the official comic book or novelization adaptation to kind of know what direction Tempest is going to be heading in. Especially if you watch Tricky Fox's review of the last prequel comic to the movie by IDW. Yeah, you pretty much have an indication either way, whether you read or you don't read, or you just guess from watching this trailer, exactly where she's going to be, what direction she'll be heading. And like I said, all I know is there are a lot of people that feel it's repetitive. It's like, why can't you have a villain? It's like, why can't you have a villain it's like, why can't you have a villain? It's one of the good examples that people are happy about still being. But like I said, you take a look at the movie and you pretty much say, oh great, we're going in that direction. Or you can guess that they're going in that direction, hoping that they may not go in that direction. We'll just have to wait and see. But again, I'm not giving anything away, but if what I've skimmed through in the junior novel, and I'm sure others have skimmed through and read all the way through, or whatever read about in the junior novel or what have you, then yeah, pretty much that same formula is going to get repeated. But maybe there might be a slight difference. Like maybe it will be repeated, but not in the sense that it's like, okay, it's it's going to happen, but maybe not, but not the way it's happened with characters like Starlight and Discord and even Trixie, if you will. Or even the Changelings minus Chrysalis. So, again, you kind of have an idea just by that line she says. Because when she says that line that, basically in her opinion, the magic, the potential, the magic they're using to throw all these parties and festivals, is basically being wasted, and it could be used for so much more, like maybe protecting the kingdom or helping other surrounding kingdoms in the world out. There's going to be some poignant moments, I think, in this film. I mean, you can't tell me we're not going to have an encounter with Twilight and Tempest, where basically Tempest is going to finally say why she's like the way she is, and finally kind of come out and say why she feels, basically how she feels about the ponies here, wasting their magic on all these meaningless parties and festivals when they could be doing more to protect their home. When they could be doing so much more to protect their home. So I expect some character growth and development for Tempest in this film, as well as for the main six, and mostly Twilight, as maybe even Celestia, Luna, and Cadence as well throughout the film, because I got a feeling that after this is all said and done, this bridging the gap between both seasons, then I can definitely see them trying to balance out using the magic. Like, yeah, you can use the magic for festivals and parties and all that, but also use it to focus on protecting the kingdom and helping other kingdoms out. I think honestly, just from what this trailer is showing us, with Tempest saying that line that she did, I think it's going to be very interesting of what direction they will go as far as the movie is concerned. Sorry for the bad connection. But like I said, it's going to be kind of interesting to see what direction they go in for the series in season 8 as far as the movie is concerned. Like I said, the movie does show us a little bit more. I mean, the trailer, I should say, does show us a little bit more, and I appreciate that, even in the short time that it did. The scenes that they showed us, I think were really well done. They had the comedic moments, like with Rarity. One of the first things she says is she hates epic adventures as they're going down into, obviously into Sequestria. I like her reaction there, and then of course the ending really, makes you want to laugh. Especially, you know, with the way she over dramatizes how, you know, the Storm King and his group, Storm King and his army have won, or have conquered Cantalot. So I like her over dramatization of that. That was pretty cool. Sorry for the bad connection. I like that, I really do. I like how they focused Rainbow Dash's reaction to the pirates and how that's going to play into the movie. Pinky's interaction with Skystar and how that's going to play. It looks like Queen Nova, I think that's her name. Kind of looks like she's a little bored in one scene. She's sitting on a throne like she's kind of bored or something. And again, I like how they use the songs. You know, the Awesome song's one of the first ones they use. And I like how they not only have like a pop version of it being sung, but I like how they have the main cast singing it as well. For the movie, so that's good. I like that. And then, you know, overall, the opponent fight version of We Got the Beat, that's good. And the scenes in it are very well selected. You have them, when they show what celebrity is voicing the characters, they give them a moment to shine. They give them a moment to speak. Or they show that character. When they show the Storm, when they show that one guy who's Storm King's name, they showed the Storm King getting ready to pounce and ready to attack. So those are the kind of moments you need to see in something like this. You know, so I like that. I really do appreciate the effort they put into this trailer overall. I really do. And yeah, it did give away a little bit more about like what's going to happen to the other ponies and Celestia and Luna. And yeah, it's something that's happened even in the series itself. Remember, it happened to Twilight in one episode before she got restored. So it's nothing really new to happen here in the movie. So overall though, I like what they did here. I really appreciate the effort they put out. You know, they may have given a little bit away with what is going to be happening with Tempest Shadow throughout the movie. So I give Lionsgate, DHX Media, Hasbro and Toon Boom Harmony. I give them a A+. I give them basically an A+ an A for effort, if not an A+ for really getting people hyped up and ready for this film. So they definitely put a lot of effort in here. You could tell that the first trailer, you know, still had some things to be worked on, like certain scenes and moments in this, some certain scenes and everything to be worked on in, you know, from an artistic standpoint. And you kind of see more of the finalization here now with that in the second trailer. Like in the first trailer, people, sorry for the bad connection, people complained about how the Storm King's ship was something you would see out of a PS1 game, but now you take a look at it and it looks a lot better. It looks a lot more finalized. You can see that with certain moments and scenes. So overall, I gotta give it to them. I gotta say, it's got me intrigued. Yes, it does. It will. Yes, if you haven't seen it yet, I will say it may make you a little worried about, kind of, not worried, but may spoil you even before you see the movie or read or look at any kind of interpretation, you know, of the movie, you know, or adaptation of the movie. You know, it may spoil you right off the bat with what Tempest has to say and kind of give you an idea, kind of spoil like what direction she's going to be going in. But overall, I think they did a decent job here. I think, you know, what they did here was just enough to get you intrigued, to get you hyped and ready to see this movie. And again, the scenes that they showed were a good blend of comedic, action, you know, comedic, action, adventure, musical. It gave you a good variety of moments that's going to be taking place in this film, from the songs that are going to be used, from the action scenes, the action adventure, the battle scenes, if you will, the fighting scenes, as well as the comedic moments. So overall, I like what they did here, and guys, but I just got to get have a lot to say. And of course, I talked a little bit about the whole capper rarity thing, and how that's not really anything to worry about, but still people think it's going to happen. But really, that's really all I have to say. But really, in the end, I have to say that the second and final trailer did its job, and I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to go see the movie when it comes out. When am I going to see it? Well, let's just put it this way. I'll be doing a live reaction video before and after on the day I see the movie. So that's all really I'm going to say, folks. Let me know what you think down below. I got to go get some lunch now because I've got about 15 minutes to go before I have to clock back in. Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. Thank you all for watching live, and thank you all to those thank you all for watching live. Let me know what you think, and thank you all to those that watched posts already uploaded and done. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you guys think, and I will talk to you later. I gotta go get me some lunch. God bless. Take care.